Hey yo, what's good? So let's hop straight into this thing, right? So starting in 2018 with Demoniacal Fit, we're gonna go from 2018 forward because I'm on that Facebook page and I couldn't go any further back than this picture right here. And some of these pictures will be out of order, just bear with me, but just know that with each section, I'm gonna tell you what year we're in. Right now we're in 2018. So one of the first things I see that Demoniacal Fit decides to release is the Yamcha kit, and as well as TN. So you got TN sash and you get Yamcha's spiky flat top and you get a couple of faceplates to go with them. So if you had the Yamcha body, or if you had like a Goku-esque body, I guess you could have bought this kit. But also, I guess he was really buying the kit for the spiky flat top look for Yamcha. Moving forward, of course, we got some head sculpts from Demoniacal Fit. So before, I'm guessing before, because I can't really recall the timeline, but I'm assuming this was before we actually had like a Super Saiyan Blue hair sculpt. And so they took the old Super Saiyan hair sculpt for Vegeta as well as Goku, turned them blue and said, yo, we got y'all, you know? And these actually dropped. And at the end of the video, I'm gonna show you some stuff that they've showed renderings for and promised were coming, but it never actually came to the light of day. At least it hasn't yet, because we know that the way Demoniacal Fit works is they tend to like to ride the coattails of other releases, and we'll get there. I'll give you examples when we get there. So you got Vegeta here, Goku here, Super Saiyan here. What more can I say? I think the finish on it is pretty cool because it gives that really effect like it was actually glowing. Super Saiyan Blue Evolution hair with the old Vegeta hair sculpt. Dope. Super Saiyan God. Super Saiyan God again. I guess I put that picture twice in this folder, but either way. Oh, Captain Ginyu. So they produced the Captain Ginyu in the before time, and then not too long, like I swear it was like a year after that. Maybe it was longer, but it felt like it was only like a year. It felt very soon after this. Tamashii dropped their own Captain Ginyu, which of course blew this out the water. There was no reason to have this Captain Ginyu. And here we have one of the Frieza soldiers, like when Krillin, Bulma, and Gohan first came to Namek, you know, they encountered this guy as well as this other funny looking cat. But they sold a Frieza soldier character, and I think this is a good, you know, army builder type of character. If you ever wanted to display a bunch of Frieza forces, you know, floating behind Frieza in his pod, definitely one of the guys you would want to have. And then they released a second version. I didn't even know this existed till I was scrolling down on their Facebook page. But they call this one F Soldier Theater Edition. And okay. Also in 2018, we got the somewhat transparent Trunks Super Saiyan hair, and it looks good. I don't know if I feel like maybe in like one frame or panel his hair actually did look like this, but for the most part it didn't. And here we have his Super Saiyan hair, also that came out in 2018. I'm gonna have to double check this. Hold on. Alright, we good money. This is 2018. This was the last release from what I could see. This hair sculpt and head sculpt was the last release for 2018. Nope, I lied. Because once again, this is not in order. They had the Scarlet Fighter, a Scarlet Martial Artist, whatever it was called. Basically, they released a Kaioken Goku. Because this was officially released by Tamashii. However, it was like was it a premium Bandai? It was some type of exclusive to where you couldn't just get it. But I remember it was in stock on Big Bad Toy Store for a while at $35 at that. And then when I finally decided that, hey, I might want to get it, it was gone, long gone. So now we in 2019, and first up, once again, this is not necessarily in the order that it was released in 2019, but this is everything in 2019. But here we go. We have, as they called it, the Armed Squadron Captain, or Salsa Lord Killer. That was probably a terrible accent, but Lord Killer. He was the first person to do the Keyblade in the before Goku Black. Of course, you have Jace. So now we in 2019, and kicking things off. Like I said, this is not in necessarily a particular order of how they came out in 2019, but it is 2019 nevertheless. As they called it, the Armed Squadron Captain. And, you know, this is Salza, aka Mr. Lord Killer. Fun fact, apparently he's supposed to be the same race as Jace from the Ginyu Force. But as you can see, he's of course the first man to do the Keyblade, even if it wasn't quite as, you know, long. But either way, we have Jace. Now Jace, this is kind of, they called him Vice Captain as his, you know, the name of the release. But this is interesting because once again, Tamashii released theirs, which looks better than this. But at the same time, both were like, this would have been nice for this to come out again, because the original Jace release is a premium Bandai exclusive. So, but what are you gonna do? Moving forward, Goldo, an articulated Goldo at that, because the one that Tamashii released was with Berta, and he was just a statue. So this would have been once again a nice thing to re-release once they saw that Berta was going to be released. But what are you going to do? Unless they did do it and I wasn't paying attention. But here we have head sculpts for the Gogeta figure. You got the base here, and you have a pearlescent Super Saiyan here. It was a kit that came out, and then later on it was re-released. Here we have the Ultimate Fighter release, which you get Vegeta with his base hair and then Super Saiyan hair. And the first time we get the release of the Chosen One. I feel like this thing was re-released at least 2 times after this. But you get the Chosen One release, because once again, the original release from Tamashii was like an exclusive. Back then, I think it was web exclusive, you know? They didn't have premium Bandai yet, so it was just web exclusive. So, you know, I think it was just like it just had to be ordered from one of those toy retailers online, assuming that they got stock for it. And here we go, a base Goku kit with the power pole and a couple of facial expressions for your Saiyan raised on Earth Goku. And here we have a kit for the Ultimate Fighter. And once again, blue hair, don't care, and a key sword. That's it for 2019. Let's move forward. So now we have some hair to go with the Scarlet Martial Artist or the Scarlet Fighter. So they gave you a kit that can, you know, go with that Scarlet Fighter that you should have previously bought, or they're assuming that you previously bought. You got Super Saiyan God Goku hair, and you got Super Saiyan God Vegeta hair that came out. It's a nice kit for both. You got the Ultimate Gohan figure 2.0 edition. Gave him his ultimate look, Super Saiyan look. Definitely, it looks dated, but you know, at the time, it was the best that we had. Another kit for both Super Saiyan Vegeta and for Super Saiyan Goku. It looks like they used the Super Saiyan blue hair for Super Saiyan Goku. They redid the Super Saiyan blue evolution hair with Vegeta's most up-to-date hair, at least for now, or at least for this variation of Vegeta. Because we know now we have the Namek Saga Vegeta, and that uses completely different hair sculpt. Base Vegeta, same. And of course, we got a kit for Ultra Instinct Goku and for Ultra Instinct Sign Goku, or Almond. I always like Almond. Maybe it's because I heard it first. But either way, not no full figure, just a kit. And then we got Limit Breaker. So Kaioken Goku, but it doesn't necessarily have a pearlescent finish to it. It's more, I guess it is pearlescent, but you'll see what I mean when you see the next release of this variation of Goku. But it seems to be more like almost a reddish hue or shading that was put onto the figure, rather than that pearlescent, you know, that kind of metallic, glossy, shiny look. You know, you feel me? Of course, Ultimate Fighter got a re-release in 2020. Same thing. Same thing with Chosen One right here. Goku Black, Rose, and Goldo as well. Anything else? Nope. Now we're moving on to 2021. Once again, in no particular order, we have Demoniacal Fit Abomination. I don't know why calling something that is so hilarious to me, but that's just crazy to just call something an abomination. It's just a crazy title to give something. But either way, this was when Tamashii was doing like the World Tour Fighters collab thing. They released this as an exclusive. And I remember I went back and forth on whether I wanted this figure or not. I ended up not getting it, but you know, it's actually, till this day, you could get this Demoniacal Fit figure on 5K Toys right now if you were on a website. Maybe I'll put the link in the description. So if you want this, I could put the link there. This is a figure I debated with for so long. Okay, 2.0 Revival of F Goku. This thing, I kind of want it, but then I was like, oh, it looks a little dated. But I kind of want it because I like the outfit. But either way, this Goku, 2021 release. I remember briefly in 2022. I'm not sure if I have it in the 2022 folder. Or was it this year? It might have been earlier this year. But either way, I remember it briefly got re-released. Same thing with a couple of other figures. But sometimes I might not have it in the folder. But either way, definitely something I was very happy. I'm upset at myself for not getting it in time. Here is the Demoniacal Fit True Believer. This Amasu has yet to get a re-release. Has yet to get a re-release from Tamashii. And once again, this is one of those figures, just like the Revival of F Goku, that was supposed, that did get a re-release very briefly, but I just didn't jump on it. It was one of those things where I'll get it eventually, and then it just didn't happen. Here we have the, what is this called? The Proud Prince or something like that. And of course, Majin Vegeta. This was a full figure release, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think it was just a kit. I believe it was the full figure. And you know, you got him at the martial arts tournament, stuffing his face, head sculpt. Of course, your typical Majin Vegeta head sculpts. I can't wait till Tamashii updates this figure. It's gonna go crazy when they finally drop it. And of course, they did an updated version of Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, because at this point in time, Tamashii had dropped their own Super Saiyan Blue Vegito that was updated and wasn't on a 1.0 body, because they did drop one that was on a 1.0 body. But this one was called the Ultimate Fighter Beyond Godlike. So they had to give him a different name. That was just overkill, OD. You feel me? But let's see. Of course, they did a kit for it. And I think this kit looks awesome. It looks way better than the old kit. So now we're in the beginning stages of 2022. And to kick the year off, they dropped a Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. What do they call it? I think it was like DF Time Patroller or something like that. Something to that effect. I'll correct it if I'm wrong. But either way, this thing was awesome. It came out at basically the same time as the Kong Studio version, so that made it mad confusing, because I was like, yo, I remember seeing one picture where his hair was brown, but now it's black. I was like, maybe I just missaw it or something. But either way, this Vegito figure was awesome just off the strength of that effect, that piece that you got with it. That slashing effect piece, beastly. What can I say? This was also the first Demoniacal Fit figure that I actually bought. So, you know, this figure, I got a little soft spot for it. Here we got the Demoniacal Fit Bardock, Super Saiyan Bardock figure. I'm assuming this came out when Bardock came out. I don't got a whole lot to say about it. I guess the hair sculpt is cool. Yeah. We have the Demoniacal Fit Royal Blood, as they called it, aka Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, and this would have been so cool to see against Kid Buu. That would have been beastly. Imagine Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta and Super Saiyan 3 Goku teaming up against Kid Buu, tag teaming him. Oh man, that'd have been cool. But either way, this was a solid release. It still suffered from the same problem as the initial Majin Vegeta figure, where the ab articulation was kind of lacking. That's where Kong Studio, when they did their version of Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, they stepped it up and made the ab articulation a lot better. Oh, the Shining Soul, as they called it. So this is a direct copy of the Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku that was a New York Comic Con exclusive. And I remember that was on Big Bad Toy Store for a little while. I just never pulled the trigger on it because I was like, it should be on updated mode. I was being bougie about it, but the finish to the figure was awesome. Finish to the figure is awesome. Somehow they managed to get it perfectly, like as good as you could possibly get it for real life. That kind of Kaioken effect to it. I gotta give Tamashii props for that, and of course I gotta give Demoniacal props for being able to decently replicate that. You know, it's crazy. And oh man, Deep Blue Vegeta. This one, man, listen, I love this figure. Even though it's on a old, like a 2.0 mode, we know we want a Vegeta on a true 3.0 mode. I really like this figure because, and back when this was first announced, I was like, oh, perfect. What you could do is pop the head off of this, and then you could take that Taunton Art Toys at Blue Evolution Vegeta head sculpt, put it on there. Ooh, it's gonna look like money. It's gonna be fire. But either way, definitely a solid release. Funny enough, I just remembered this. So this right now has just been released in real time on 5K Toys. It's been re-released, I should say, re-released. So if you want this figure, you actually should be able to get it. I'm gonna post a screenshot of where I saw it on the 5K Toys Instagram. But if you want this figure, you can get it now. And we got the Tenacious Martialist. This figure, this is probably one of the, besides the Goku Black, what do they call it? The Chosen One. Besides that release, this is probably one of the best releases from Demoniacal Fit. Like seriously, no joke, all jokes aside. This might have been one of the best re-release. Oh, since I saved this picture, I'm assuming this could be a re-release, if anything. I'm thinking it's probably a re-release. Either way, this is probably one of the best releases from Demoniacal Fit. You got the Omen hair, you got the Super Saiyan Blue hair, and you got faceplates to go with them. You got an action figure stand. The only thing it could have used, what the Chosen One Goku Black has over this, is that he had the energy blade and he had the energy scythe. So some energy effects would have went a long way, but this is probably like easy second best. Of course, yeah, I was just talking about the Chosen One re-release rather, and this was another re-release right here, except instead of having pearlescent Super Saiyan hair, they gave him a matte finish. And so yeah, I think a lot of people would prefer the matte finish anyways. The flat finish on the action figures is always gonna be the preference, unless it's something like, once again, Shining Soul, aka Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku. But let's move on to contemporary times. So real quick before we move on with 2023, I just want to say for 2020 I missed one release, and that was Tenacious Martialist. He came out originally in 2020, but I completely forgot him in the folder. Either way, with 2023 we got the Majin Busters. Remember, these releases are not necessarily in order for the year, so this is not from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you feel me? Not necessarily. Some of them might be somewhat in order, but some of them might not be. Here we have Bitter Awakening Vegeta. This was another great release for Vegeta. He came with a whole lot more than the original release, and even though he did cost about $50, and the Tamashii version cost $35, and I said the original release, I meant the repainted release with the metallic pearlescent hair. But this was definitely a good release. Here we have Mightiest Radiance. This figure, man, I remember I wanted this figure to come out for eons. And of course, we finally got it. I have the review up on the channel if you want to check it out. Maybe I'll put that in a pinned comment or the description. But it's a good review. You should check it out. But either way, this thing was announced in like 2021 and didn't come out to 2023 for whatever delays that Demoniacal Fit. And that's how, you know, Demoniacal Fit got that bad rep for announcing stuff and not delivering on it. Now, this did eventually come out, of course, but to have it go up for pre-order and then not really deliver on it until 2023 when it went up for pre-order in like 2021, yikes. Also, by the way, if you want this figure, it is still up on 5K Toys. It's actually, the price has dropped a little bit. They've been trying to get rid of this figure, if anything, but it's definitely a good release. It's not a bad release at all. I just wish it was, as usual, on a more updated mold, updated sculpt and everything, you feel me? But moving forward, we have the Unexpected Adventure. Unexpected, all right. At the time, it was like, yo, where did this come from? Who asked for this? And then like a month or two later, we got Kid GT Goku as an official announcement from Tamashii, and I was like, things that make you go, all of a sudden this release started to make sense, because now you have the kid version and the adult version. But yeah, I haven't reviewed this yet, at least on the channel, but you know, you can be sure to expect it. Here's so once again, as I said, here's re-release for Deep Blue Vegeta. Now this is the re-release that's actually, funny enough, 5K Toys said today that they have this in stock. So it's a good thing. I'd be so happy that I put off these videos sometimes, well, these particular videos, specifically because a lot of times when I put it off, the information like that I need to come out comes out like perfectly timed. But yeah, this is out right now. And if it isn't, I'll correct myself. But Shining Soul Goku, now this came out already earlier this year. It's not out anymore. And finally, we have the Chosen One's kit, accessory kit. Now the thing is with this kit is that the hair sculpt for Super Saiyan Rose Goku is from the same one as the Unexpected Adventure Goku, so that's GT Goku, and it's the same hair sculpt for the, the Revival of F Goku. So Super Saiyan Rose hair sculpt uses that same hair sculpt, but doesn't use the one from Tamashii. And I think this hair sculpt is actually a pretty damn good hair sculpt. But either way, this came out recently. It was definitely a solid release, you know. I think my main thing with Goku Black right now is that he has so much support in terms of third party, but we need updated molds, which the updated mold is coming out, but it's with a completely different outfit. We need an updated mold of this outfit right here. But either way, let's see. Of course, the most recent, well, I guess if you don't count the Blue Evolution Vegeta or the Deep Blue Vegeta that they just released. Here's the most recent release, their first 3.0 Goku. We have the Forever Martialist, or martial artist, whatever you want to call it. I'm pretty sure they said Martialist Goku. And from what I've seen, the feedback on this figure is awesome. Seems to be a great figure. I'll let you know when I review it, how I feel about it. And of course, you know, I like to add a little sauce to my reviews. But that's all, folks. Or is it? Stay tuned. So this section of the video is basically, we're going to do a lightning round because I'm not trying to spend, this video is already long enough as it is. I'm not trying to spend an exorbitant amount of time on this portion of the video for things that may or may not come to pass. So, you know, that's what the portion of this video should be called. Things that may or may not come to pass. So at the beginning of this year, 2023, they released this render of Bandit Yamcha from Dragon Ball. Now, this would be a dope release because it's not only is it something different, but we don't get a lot of Dragon Ball figure support. So this would have been, you know, basically perfect. But Will it actually be released? Who knows? This is going to be the story for a lot of these things. Okay, so as you can see, Possessed Horse, Ultimate Atrocious. So basically Goku Black, Timebreaker Goku Black from Dragon Ball Heroes. Now, we know that Kong Studio has already jumped on this with the 3.0 mold and the soft goods. So we'll see if this actually drops. In fact, it'll probably drop when that Goku drops. Magically, it'll just be ready to go. Magically. And, you know, I guess I'll do a comparative review on the channel. Here we have Evolutionary Apex, the Super Saiyan 5 Goku. Now, Tablo's got on their ass for this. Feels like, yo, he's like, yo, he didn't ask me permission to use my design for Spirit Killer, but really, they're marketing this as a Super Saiyan 5 Goku, not as Tablo Spirit Killer. You feel me? Either way, that's besides the point. Will this figure actually see the light of day? Well, the Super Saiyan 5 Goku from Kong Studios is meant to come out in what? A couple weeks at this point, because they said mid-December on 5K Toys, so we'll see if this is magically just ready. We already know how Demoniacal Fit rolls. They like to ride the coattails, and as I've said many times before, it might sound silly, but if they keep on doing it, maybe it really is working for them. You feel me? Oh man, it is something people wanted forever. Possessed Horse, Demoniacal Fit, True Warrior, Future Gohan. Y'all already know what the deal is with Future Gohan. I don't even gotta say too much. But I'm sure once the official release drops, they'll try to drop this. I'm sure it's gonna be a whole lot of. This is gonna be one of those characters where you're just gonna get tired of seeing it, because there's gonna be a whole lot of Future Gohan support from Kong Studios, because Kong Studio has their own renders for this. In fact, Kong Studios is probably gonna take some stuff from Dragon Ball Heroes with the Dark Future Gohan, the Dark Gi, things of that nature. So we'll see. Oh man, this is actually something I really wanted. Epic Showdown is near. This was August 8th, 2022. See, this is what we was talking about renders and no action. Now, what I can see happening is that once that SH Figure Arts Vegeta figure from Namek, or what is it called? Vegeta Battle Power 24,000. This, or Power Level 24,000, they could update the torso once they get that figure, and then update this, and then drop this. Here's the Demoniacal Fit Invincible. Now, one thing I'll say about this section of the video, this is going to include some stuff that may have just been renders, but they didn't necessarily promise anything. And I think this is one of those figures that they just showed off, but they didn't necessarily promise that it would come out. They just said Demoniacal Fit Invincible, because you have to pay very close attention. You might be saying, oh, this is nitpicking bombastic, but notice that a lot of their stuff that they show renders of, and they at least have some intention on not re-releasing, but releasing. They'll say coming soon, or project confirmed. They'll do something like that. They didn't do that for this. So even though I think it'll make them a lot of money, because it's Broly. Broly is always gonna be box office, you know. Untamed Power's coming soon. So this was meant to be a Super Saiyan 4 Goku with correct proportioning. The Super Saiyan 4 Goku that Tamashii released, of course, was amazing. But the problem is, you know, torso was too short. They needed to make him a bit taller, because the Super Saiyan 4 form and forms that are higher, not including like the God form, but the forms that make you hairy, they basically grow you in size. And so this was supposed to be basically a corrected version. As you can see, it says body proportion of the character, readjusted height and body proportion for the character. I think in this series of pictures, they actually show the correct body height. Now, Legendary Berserker is coming soon. This is a very interesting thing right now, specifically because recently, my good man Burst sent something to the group chat that I'm in with him, and it said something along the lines of that Broly is coming next year. Interesting. Keep your eyes peeled for Tamashii release, some type of Broly Tamashii release. I'm gonna be guessing a regular Super Saiyan release. That would be perfect timing. Perfect timing. You get your regular Super Saiyan release from Tamashii and then get your legendary Super Saiyan form. Just keep your eyes peeled, nothing confirmed. Here's just another render. Something you didn't expect. This Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta from Dragon Ball Heroes is just a render. They didn't, as you can see, they didn't necessarily promise anything. Same thing here, even though I would really like this. They didn't necessarily promise anything. Just a render. Once again, looks like a dope hair sculpt or head sculpt. But nothing is necessarily promised here. This looks like a Kaioken Goku, like from when you fought Vegeta. And here we go, Untamed Power. So the Super Saiyan 4 Goku with the readjusted proportions and height. This is what they meant. How tall he's supposed to be in comparison. Because, like I said, Super Saiyan 4 does make you a bit taller and bigger. Of course, Untamed Power Time Ranger Edition. Now the funny thing about this figure, we actually seen the physical prototypes of. I wish I had the pictures. Man, hold on. Alright, so I just cut the video at the Untamed Power part, and I just realized that whole section so far, this whole section so far has been 7 minutes, so I'm gonna try to breeze through this. As you can see, we seen the prototypes, or the parts that's in progress for the Forever Martialist Goku and Ultimate Gohan. The Ultimate Gohan hair sculpt looks ever so slightly different, or maybe I'm bugging, but it looks like there's a curve to that top spike, which they haven't been doing for Ultimate Gohan. So if there is a curve to that top spike, man, listen, because I always like the curve. But either way, Ultimate Atrocious, we talked about him before, and even in this picture, this render, it said coming soon, so it was meant to be coming soon. But at this point, I'm just assuming that they're gonna ride the coattails of Kong. When Kong releases theirs, you can potentially get yours from Demoniacal Fit. Oh, and this is what I was talking about earlier. So this is very recently. Broly is definitely coming next year. Now the only thing about this that makes me slightly skeptical of this is that it says that it's by the Demoniacal Fit page that doesn't seem to be the official page. So I'm like, is it? Do we trust it? But keep it in the back of your mind at the very least, Broly coming next year. If he's coming next year, does that mean that Tamashii has something in plan? Because remember, Demoniacal Fit likes to ride the coattails. But also, Kong is also planning to release their stuff next year as well. So are they riding the coattails of Kong or Tamashii? Or both riding the coattails of Tamashii? Who knows? This is just speculation at this point. We don't really know. Just some pictures that I saw of stuff that never really came to be. Super Saiyan Blue Goku from Dragon Ball Heroes, the Capsule Corp Gi, black version, as they call the little ass kicker, Super Saiyan Kid Trunks, Super Saiyan Kid Trunks again, Ultra Instinct Goku on a 3.0 mode. Now this might not look much right now, right here, and I remember some people saying, oh, he's a little bit too big, and I would have a tendency to agree. But if you're using the Dragon Ball FighterZ model as a reference, then he isn't too big. They could reduce his size ever so much, but it's not too big. Here is Demoniacal Fit, where they gave updated faceplates and hair sculpt. And of course, my favorite hair sculpt for Ultra Instinct, anything that's out Ultra Instinct, period. The windswept hair. Man, I love this hair. Absolutely fabulous. Fantastic. But that is all I got to say about this. If you made it to the end of this video, you a champ. I appreciate it. I appreciate all y'all support. I appreciate all the stuff that people tell me. Just early in the wee hours of the morning, somebody said that they watch my stuff on their lunch break, and I really appreciate it. If you're watching this video, I appreciate you. I know I told you that already, but I always appreciate all y'all support. I'm always very grateful of y'all support. You can expect more and more videos, especially this month. I'm trying to really lock in this month and knock out as many videos as possible. Of course, while still retaining quality, especially for my reviews, because I'm slacking on the reviews hard. But once the reviews start rolling, I hope y'all enjoy them. I try to make them interject, my little memes and jokes as much as possible. I'd like to interject my personality into the reviews, so it brings something more unique to than the other people's reviews. Not to say that they're all bland and bad, but gotta stand out somehow. With that being said, peace. Have a blessed day.